Chapter 1475. Listening to Kano saying that her father's physical condition is not optimistic, Alex hurriedly asked her, "Daisy, what is wrong with Uncle's body?" Kano said sadly, "It's still about pancreatic cancer. When I came back from abroad, it stabilized a little bit, but in the past few days there are signs of continued spreading. The hospital at Eastcliff is already working hard to treat him. Radiotherapy and chemotherapy were used, as well as targeted drugs, but the effect was very mediocre." Having said this, Kano couldn't help but choked up and said, "Alex, the doctor has told me that he has made me mentally prepared. If there is nothing good, my father may only have 3 or 4 months of life left." Alex hurriedly comforted, "Daisy, you don't have to be so sad now. I can still be sure of Uncle's condition. I will do my best to treat Uncle when you wait for me." Kano cried and asked, "Alex, when on earth are you coming?" Alex thought about it. Now, Daisy's game was over, and the only thing he had left was Kwamsuki and Suki Pharmaceutical. "If you keep Kwamsuki at the kennel according to your plan, and release Yensuke to inherit Suki Pharmaceutical, you must go to China again, supervise Yensuke, and change the shares of Suki Pharmaceutical to your own name. However, since Uncle Moon's health is deteriorating at the moment, he naturally can't delay anymore. He can go to China slowly and wait until he comes back from Eastcliff." Thinking of this, he immediately said to Kano, "Daisy, I still have a little thing to deal with, but it's only for these 2 days. After I finish my work for these 2 days, I will immediately go to Eastcliff." When Kano heard this, she breathed a sigh of relief and choked up, "Alex, then I am waiting for you in Eastcliff. You must do it as soon as possible. I'm really afraid that my father will get worse one day." Alex comforted, "Don't worry, I will as soon as possible, just 2 days." Then I'll wait for you." As soon as Alex hung up Kano's call, he immediately received a WeChat voice call from Adam Smith. After being connected, Adam Smith respectfully said, "Master, according to my informant, since this morning, many Chinese masters have come this year. I suspect that they are all employed by Kwamsuki, and it is probably for you. Pinnacle Pharmaceutical has an unruly attempt." Alex gave a hum, and said lightly, "Sure enough, all the members of the Suki family are like raccoon dogs. There is no difference between this younger brother and older brother. When they see good things, they just want to grab them. In that case, let's teach him a lesson." After speaking, Alex said again, "Let your people closely monitor these so-called Chinese masters to see what they are plotting. Then you will work with me to teach these Chinese people." By the way, Kwamsuki stayed in the hospitable Oris Hill. Adam Smith smiled and said, "Master, do you want to keep Kwamsuki? By then, the 2 sons of the Suki family will be in our hands. Isn't the Suki family headless?" Alex smiled and said, "Leave Kwamsuki and put Ichiro Suki back. The Suki family has such a high production capacity. I can't let it go, so I need an obedient puppet to help me solve all this." After all, Adam Smith is an extremely smart person. Upon hearing this, he immediately knew Alex's plan and couldn't help but exclaimed, "Master, you are such a good mastermind." Alex smiled slightly, "You can keep an eye on it for me, and remember to call me if there is any movement." "Good master." When Alex got home, Elaine, mother-in-law, was preparing lunch. As for the father-in-law Trump and his wife Emma, they have not yet returned. Seeing Alex arrived home, Elaine hurried up and said with a grin, "My son-in-law, the skincare product you gave me is really effective. I have never used such a good thing in my life."